Hey guys, welcome back. Mr. Will here. Video lesson for Denominators for Friday. Hey, happy Friday. Friday, May 15th, 2020. We're back at it. We are solving systems of equations. Here we have solve this linear equation, or they're calling it a linear system, kind of a either or. I've heard it referred to as both. So we've talked about the substitution method. We've talked about the elimination method. This is also the elimination method, kind of part number 2. Yesterday's lesson was about adding and subtracting these systems of equations to eliminate one of the variables. Yes, you can add and subtract the variables to get rid of one of your variables. So when I look at this, though, I'm looking and I see 8x minus 4y equals negative 4. And then my second equation is 4y minus 3x plus 14. And what I want to do is I want to look at these and I would like to arrange them so that they are written in the same way. So we can really see what we have and really compare apples to apples. So let's look at how we would do this. So I'm going to keep my first equation here where I have my x variable, then my y variable, x coefficient, y coefficient, and then my answer. I'm going to rearrange my second equation here so that it would mimic that or copy that. And in order to do that, all I would have to do is subtract this 3 from both sides. Or I'm sorry, my 3x from both sides. I subtract 3x from this side. Whatever I do to the one, I have to do to the other, and I will rewrite my equation as negative 3x, and then I have plus 4y, and that is going to equal 14. Now, I probably should have written this off to the side because I'm looking at it, might be a little bit messy. Let me get rid of where I subtracted my 3x. Okay, so what I've done is I have taken this equation and I have rewritten it like this. So you can kind of block that out of your mind. Now, I'm looking at this first equation, 8x minus 4y equals negative 4. And I have negative 3x plus 4y equals 14. How would you attack this problem? Now, again, I've already kind of given you a clue. We're going to use the elimination method. But how could you eliminate one of those variables? If you said you could add, you would be right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two because negative 4y plus 4y, they cancel each other out. And what we're left with is a pretty simple addition problem. I have 8x plus 3y. 8x plus negative 3y would give me 5x. And if I have negative 4 plus 14, that would give me 10. Yes. So now I have 5x equals 10. I'm going to divide both sides to isolate the variable. I have x on this side. 10 divided by 5 is 2. X equals 2. Okay, now we know that that's only half the battle. I need to take that up here and plug it in to solve for y. So I'm going to probably, even though I rewrote it, plug it into my second one just so I don't have to subtract. Really, it doesn't matter which one you do. So I'm going to plug it in my second equation. So it would be 4y equals 3 times 2, because that's the value of x, plus 14. Okay? Forgot my 1. 14. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 14. That gives me 20. 20. My 0 got crazy. 4y equals 20. I'm going to divide both sides to isolate my variable. 4 divided by 4 leaves me just y. 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. Okay? So I have y equals 5. So in this equation, what I had to do was I had to first rearrange my terms here. Okay, I rewrote my sentence so that my variables were in the same order. Step number 2, I looked at what I had to do. Sometimes when you rearrange like terms, you might have to add. Sometimes you might need to subtract. Here, this equation called for us to add. And what that did is it eliminated one of my variables. It eliminated the y. We solved for x, and then we solved for y. Work hard, ask questions, have a great weekend. The weather's supposed to be beautiful, and I'll see you back here on Monday.